Hey, ice fishermen and campers. Tell you what, I'm going to go over the 17 Glaciers. I got the 17 RV Explorer in strap, which is the crank model, and also the hydraulic. I'm going to go over the different colors we have in stock, some of the other stuff you can get. First, I'm going to go over each and show you what the difference is between them, and then we're going to go and we're going to cover some of the construction on the inside and the outside. So right now I am in a crank model, so you can see it has the overhead cabinets sleeping right there, and then we bring it in with the big spot here for a TV and the big window in the back. We also bring them in with holes underneath. They've got a new extension ladder for the beds here, and there's some other new stuff too. So this one I have in gloss black. I'm going to show you what that looks like, and this is their new smooth aluminum siding. This one's in the showroom, and I'm going to run outside and show you the other colors. So we have a hydraulic in the charcoal color. We got another hydraulic in white. Those are Explorer models. This is an RJ, so this doesn't have the water in it. This one's in matte black, which looks really slick. And then the gloss black I had inside, this is the other one I have. This is another strap. This is white, and so the inside of this will look just like the other one. And then we're going to go in and look at the RJ here. Now we bring in the RJ different than it shows online and in their catalog. We make it our own way. So there's a bunk up above, the couch there. We of course bring in the 2 extra holes down here, the big window in the back, another big spot right there for a huge TV, and then of course the flip up table, and then you have storage right under there. So that's the RJ. And then we're going to swing around over to the hydraulics, and I'll be going over all the good stuff that you want to hear about construction and stuff in a minute. I'm just going to show you how we bring in our hydraulics. So you notice that other one of them had cabinets above and the other one had a bed, so whichever way you'd rather go. This one has cabinets above, and this one here has a cupboard with drawers. So this is my hydraulic cupboard with drawers, and they're all, watch this, no slam drawers. That one's in white. And my other one I have in stock in charcoal. Look how good that smooth aluminum looks. This one we brought in a little bit different. This one has a little different setup, and this is the only difference. Everything else is the same, and I'm going to go over all that. This has the flip ups and then drawers down here. So whichever one you like better, the big cabinets, or if you like the drawers with the flip up top, you got your choice. So let's go outside. We're going to start in the front. We're going to go over why you want a Glacier and what makes a Glacier a Glacier. So first thing is the new galvanized frames, and they are beefy. Look at that thing. It's held up by the pins there. You got a spot for the pins when you're drop down, and a spot for the cord to go, which is really slick. We bring it in with the matching spare tire. And then right here between the wall and the frame is a waterproof membrane. So that is also going to help when you pack snow around it. Now, getting up close here, you can see this nice smooth edge. Now this caulking is a non-sag caulking, and you can see how nicely they tape it off. Fit and finish is huge with Glacier. Even right here, all caulked, all taped off. That's the difference between Glacier and the other brands. These guys take their time and they do stuff like this. Then right down here, you can see tankless water heater this year, which is nice, having all the hot water you'll ever need. And then these are reflective, so at night someone shines a light on them, these decals are going to be reflective. Sorry I'm shaking, it's a little bit windy out here, trying not to. So we didn't get really fancy with reds and greens and such and the blues, but we have all the basic colors. We've got the charcoal white, matte black, the gloss black, but they can be ordered in 8 different smooth aluminum sidings and 12 different corrugated sidings. The corrugated is that style where it's rippled, so you can do that too. We can special order them for you if you'd rather go that route. Now these all have all the Explorer models, and I believe even the RJ model. We bring them in with electric awnings, and right up at the top of the awning in the corner on each side is a speaker. They also have LED rope lights both sides. We bring it in on the opposite of the door side too, so you got lights on both sides at night while you're using your fish house. And then you can see the hydraulic system right here. It's nice and beefy. If you decide to order a toy hauler one, it has between 2,000 and 2,400 pounds of cargo capacity, so that's pretty huge. And then I'm going to try to show you on the ends here. You see that little thing sticking out? So they do rain spouts on the end across the whole roof. It's like a gutter, and then do the rain spouts. So new for 2026 are these black residential windows. They're still doing double studs around the windows and around the doors, so you're double studded, which makes the structure stronger. We bring every one of these in with a spray foam floor. I'm going to see if I can get under there. Hopefully you can see that. So we bring them all in with spray foam floor. So these also have an R18 radiant wrap for the walls, so it makes them more windproof, definitely more soundproof, all that kind of stuff. And then on the roof, speaking of which, they all have a 13,500 air conditioner, and it's a seamless walkable rubber roof. It's all one piece, so that's pretty slick too. Well, I'm walking around this side. Know that the hydraulic ones have a remote control, so you just right on your keychain, so you can make it go up and down right there. They all come with this new power cord here. A lot of people like to put tank heaters in for their tanks, basically on the inside there on the regulator, so it doesn't freeze up if you get some of those minus 20 days and overnights. You know, you can put that heater in there, and there's your plug for it. Also inside here is the poles for your sewer. It's not outside, they're inside there. And then the hydraulic ones also have a charge port outside here for charging your battery, so you're not digging for the battery inside. Okay, going back to the strap model now, the cranks. Now this is a 6,000 pound strap instead of the other guys that use a 1,200 pound cable, and we know what could happen to cables. These straps are strong, and they're about as good as you're going to get for cranking this guy up and down. Alright, so I also wanted to mention that you're going to get 30 pound filled propane tanks. As we move on to the inside, we're going to go in the hydraulic white one here. And what you see on the floor, the linoleum, now that's underneath there is a 3/4 inch marine treated plywood. It's screwed and glued. And then the linoleum is glued down, unlike campers, which they only tack around the edges. These are actually glued down, which makes it a lot better because it's not going to bubble, it's not going to move on you, that kind of thing. Right here when you walk in, you got a 12 volt battery switch. That's a shut off, and You can run one battery or two batteries or both or off. So lots of choices when you're looking at the hydraulic. Now once we're in here, right there inside this little cabinet is a 30,000 BTU furnace. So you got plenty of heat. It's ducted here and here, so it blows both ways. Also want to mention that around the floors, you could kind of see it better right here in the light, but you can see they caulk around the floor, caulk around there, caulk around the entire ceiling. So it's very much sealed all around the inside of this guy. They put a little storage shelf above the door. Also up here you can see you have a nice radio, Bluetooth, AM, FM, HDMI hookups, USB hookups, all that with the speakers inside and out. 3-burner stove with an oven right there. Hot and cold water, and you can see this nice Glacier sink cover / cutting board. I don't know if I'd cut my fish up on that, but you can. And then there's a bunch of charge centers around. I think this model has 3 of them, so there's back there near the dinette, which we'll get to. And then of course they got this cool, when you put the lights on, that glows. I'm gonna see if I can get some lights on in here. Alright, there you go. So those are the glowing lights in there. And when it's darker, this all glows blue, which is really slick. And you got another cabinet up here for storage with power outlet in there. You can see the microwaves plugged in there. This is a little spot where you can access the water for the bathroom. And then when this is in sleep mode and it's pulled out, you could still get into the bathroom, which with some other brands you can't, so you'd have to wake that guy up in order to get in the bathroom. Right there we have some coat hooks. So coming into the bathroom, you can see they have their nice little no-slip mat with the Glacier logo on there. It's a nice big surround. You have a fan up there, real working medicine cabinet. Here's your sink, and then again the nice logo on the foot flush toilet. And there's a shelf up there for some more storage, like your toilet paper and stuff. And then in here, that's your little deal that runs your tankless water heater. So the nice thing about tankless water heaters is you can set your heat. So if you got kids, you can set it, where it's not going to be scalding hot. So that's pretty slick. All right, we're going to come out here. You got little pockets everywhere. Again, you got storage up there, the lights, and then a drink holder right there. Also, underneath, there's all your water, 2 batteries. You have a backup paddle right there, so if you dropped your remote for the hydraulic down the hole, this is on a long cord. You can still run your hydraulics. So when this is flipped down into bed mode, like I said, you could still get in there. And then these new windows I was talking about, the residential style windows, I don't know if I could do it with one hand here, but unlock it, it lifts up, and then these, if I can keep pressure on it, will pull out so you can clean the windows just like that. That's really slick from the inside. So pretty cool. They all have these pull downs for shades. And then I'm going to put this back up to couch mode, and it has light up cup holders and USB ports right here. And when these light up, I don't know if it's going to light up right now, but they glow once the batteries are turned on and everything. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 holes in these guys. That's pretty awesome. Swinging over to here, this is sanded on both sides. Got storage down there. This fridge is actually black underneath. It just has a protective coating on it. It's just plastic that we're gonna pull off. But it's a nice big gas electric fridge. There you go. You run it right there. Boom. And then storage cabinet here. There's another charging center, thermostat. This is for lifting the bed up and down because you got a Happy Jack system there. More holders on the side right there. Real quick, I wanted to go back to this area because this is kind of a big deal. When you're sitting, look how far out the holes are. I mean, they really accommodate jigging nicely versus some other brand we know of that they're way under here. I don't know how you're supposed to fish with holes down between your legs there, but anyway, this is how Glacier does it. Okay, real quick, I wanted to come over to the Explorer strap model because this is different. The fridge in here, this is a 12-volt fridge instead of the gas electric because you don't have the room like you do with the other one with the, so you get more storage under here. And then the 12-volt fridge, a lot of places bring in the Glaciers with a 110 fridge. You don't want the 110 fridge because you can't run it while you're going down the road. This runs off the battery, so you can run it while you're going down the road. Another thing about these cabinets, I said they were sanded off, but they're also mortise and tenon. You know, they're not cheap, glued. You also get knobs. I know another brand out there. You don't even get pulls, knobs and such. Here you get them on there instead of trying to reach into the wood and you never remember where that's at. So okay, back in the hydraulic one. Digital thermostat, and with the lift bed you can see there's a nice big residential fan that actually has a reverse mode. While it's running, all you got to do is you could set your speed or you could hit reverse and it'll slow down and go backwards. You don't have to wait for it to stop. More charging stations over there. You can see all the nice windows and they all have the pleated shades. And then this nice big U-shaped dinette will make into a bed. So this table can be taken outside. It's not attached, so you can set it down across these boards and make it into a big bed. It's like queen size bed, and you got queen size bed up top too. Set it down, sleep across there. There is storage underneath these also, and then swing it around to this side. I mean, you got lots of plugs everywhere. 110 on this wall. Right up here you got a TV backer. You can see you're hooked up for an antenna and cable, satellite, whatever you might want to use. An extra plug right there. And there's the backer for your big TV right there. Now behind every one of these knots, they're putting glue so the knots don't fall out. So that's pretty slick. And then all these boards, these are Cedar. All the Cedar boards are glued on also on every stud all the way down. So nice and solid, not going to move. You get a great warranty with these guys. There's no sharp edges here with these J trim. It looks really nice. Like I said, you're not going to beat the fit and finish. You got a little flip up table here that they give you. So if you wanted to put some stuff on there, you sure can. And then this is inland red cedar, so you can see how nice it looks. No salt gets to these trees. The inland red cedar comes from the northern end of Idaho in the Rockies, so it's not going to be near an ocean, obviously. And they just look better when salt doesn't get to them and wreck them. Make them all warped and funny and weird knots and stuff. So, and you can see how nice it looks. So anyway, that is Glacier. If you have any questions, let me know. Over here on the monitor, you also get a voltmeter, your awning in and out, all the light switches for inside and outside. Obviously there's hole lights right near all the holes. There's also accent lights like up underneath here, and on this side up underneath here there's accent lights. So they really deck it out good. Come get you one of these Glaciers. Thank you.